Lord Dapper Dan is a luxury lifestyle brand for from the streets of Detroit, coming very soon to the entire world. I would say it started in my childhood, like being a young black kid into hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I was always intrigued by jewelry. Like, you know, successful people wore jewelry, rappers wore jewelry. Like, it was always in the music videos and stuff like that. And so I took a special interest to jewelry. Like, that was my little thing in fashion. Like, I was into like fashion trends and stuff like that, but I was more so into like chains, dog. Like, I really liked, you know, chains and bracelets and stuff like that. So in my like young adult years, when I would start making my first little bit of money, I used to go into jewelry stores. My sister worked in a jewelry store, and so I would go in a jewelry store that she worked in, and she gave me little tips on like how to purchase jewelry without getting like, you know, taken advantage of. And so I had this kind of like inside knowledge about how to purchase jewelry. So fast forward like years later, I was visiting a friend of mine in California. We come to this one particular store, and he sees a ring that he really likes. I worked the deal out or whatever, and the jeweler ended up liking me, or he ended up noticing the like my knowledge about jewelry, and he was like, oh yeah, you know, I see what you guys tried to do. Like, you come shop in my store and you bring your jeweler from out of town to make sure that I don't like rip you off. And I'm like, I'm not a jeweler. And he like, oh, you not? Well, do you want a job? And it kind of like blew my mind because, you know, I'm like, don't you got to go to school for that? And he's like, nah, if you get somebody to teach you the business, you don't need to go to school. I've always been an entrepreneur, so I've always tried to figure out ways to generate money, new businesses and stuff like that. So, but this particular thing was just like, you know, it like gave me that feeling, like, you know, like goosebumps, like, you know what I'm saying? So I started doing like all my research, like trying to figure out what's what and the best avenues of this and how do I find out this. And I went to a couple local jewelry stores. And so I'm in the jewelry stores and I'm asking the people that work there, like, how do you become a jeweler? And they all like, you know, kind of like, well, I could ask my boss if you want a job. And it's kind of like, I was like, kind of at that point where I was like, no, I don't want to be like, I don't want to work in the store. I want to know how I own it. You know what I'm saying? So I started to already envision like my brand, like exactly what it is that I wanted to do. And it was because I had already saw it. I've seen it before. Currently, I have a few clients that I make custom jewelry for. I work in the studio, and we're like the beginning stages of production for jewelry. So we design, we do wax design, wax print, and we do casting also. So on a day-to-day basis, I'm like overlooking like a lot of jewelry designs for some of the top jewelers in the city. I have pieces from a collection that I'm working on currently that will be the very first collection that I drop for my brand. When I got into the jewelry industry, I didn't see anybody that looked like me. The people that I work with right now don't look like me, which is actually a wonderful thing because I'm the one that brings the diversity to the table. So yeah, it's real important for me to show, you know, younger black kids what I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just remember the first time that the guy told me that I could be a jeweler, how I felt. And it's like, I didn't know that. You get what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure it's a lot of other young black youths out here that don't know that, and they could see me and say, oh, that's something that I could do, something that I could take interest in. I want to ultimately be able to give back to my community in that way too. Like I want to be someone who can offer like education and knowledge on how to break into this industry that a lot of people in our community just don't even really know that they can do.